Hi, I'm Mr. Miller. I'm teaching pre-calculus and mathematics for data and financial literacy this year. Both classes are honors level classes and they're filled with valuable information that I hope will help you out in your future. Every day when you come to my class, I'll give you a little piece of paper called the Do Now. You'll do some math problems, and as you walk in, I may ask you a small math question. Don't worry if you don't know the answer. It's probably going to be up here on the board. Come on in and let's take a look at the classroom and how things are set up. Notice as you enter my classroom, I don't have little individual desks. I have tables, and these are called learning groups. So we have 6 tables that seat 4 people and 1 large picnic table. You want to get yourself in social groups and academic learning groups. Both are valuable for you in your future and your growth as a mathematician and as a citizen. When you come in the first day, I'll assign you to a table. You're allowed to pick any seat you want at that table, but you have to sit at the table I ask you to sit at the first day. Notice we'll be working off this overhead, and this big, large smart board, and I also have a large computer monitor for those people over here. I'd like everybody to be able to see what we're working on as best as we can during class. One of the aspects of this whiteboard is during a test, you're allowed to write down any notes you want before you take the test on this whiteboard to help you out. It's a good way to do a brain dump before you take a test. My syllabus for mathematics for data and financial literacy. Again, this is an honors course. My cell phone is available to your parent or guardian upon request. That's my email address. So if your mom or dad wants to talk to me, have them email me and I'll send them my number. To ensure that the school year is successful as possible, we have some guidelines. Our goal is to attain the fulfillment of each individual's potential in mathematics. Assessments, there's 2 types of assessments, tests and quizzes, and they're worth 60% of your grade. The tests are every other week. The quizzes are every other week. They alternate. First week we have a quiz. Second week we have a test. Third week we have a quiz. Fourth week we have a test. They just alternate. Now the highest grade you can get on my test is a 109 out of 100. That's called a curve. The lowest grade I'll give you on our test is a 50%. So if you have a really bad day and you don't do well, the lowest I'll put in your grade book is a 50%. The quizzes are curved also, 12 out of 10. The floor for that, the lowest grade I'll put in the grade book is a D for your quiz, 60%. Journals are 30% of your grade. It's a little pamphlet book. They're assigned throughout the course. You can get a bad grade on the journal. However, if you hand your journal in, completed journal, and you get 100% on it, the lowest grade I can put in your grade book is a C. So if you just hand in your journal, you will get a C in my class for the most part. Classwork and participation is 10%. Course materials, these are all recommended. A binder or folder for math, pencils, dry erase markers, because you're allowed to write on the whiteboard before the test. So a dry erase marker might be helpful. The calculator we'll be using is this Casio 115 ES Plus. It's a very good unit. We're going to be using it a lot. You'll find out the first week of school how useful this calculator is. We should all have access to a computer because the school district is going to supply one to you. This year, you are not allowed to use your personal computer. You must use the school board assigned computer, the Chromebooks. Our textbook is Financial Algebra, Advanced Algebra with Financial Applications, Tax Code Update. That's a mouthful, understood. Our curriculum, this course is designed to raise your ACT, SAT PERT scores and springboard you into these college classes, college algebra, methods of calculus, survey of calculus, or business calculus. It's highly recommended that you dual enroll this school year. There will be a daily discussion of how money works, including but not limited to banking, credit, auto loans, purchasing a car, investing, home loans, purchasing a house or property, land. Income tax avoidance, not evasion. There's a difference. One is legal, the other is illegal. Assessments, there's a quiz or test every week. Every week, they alternate. A curve or bonus is offered if you take the quiz or test on the assigned day. So that nice curve that I was talking about, you lose it if you don't come in and take it the day that the test is assigned. If you're absent, you do not get the curve. If you're TLE'd, I'll put an 81% in for your test and an 80% for your quiz. We have a midterm in here. All students are required to take the midterm. The final, seniors are exempt from taking the final if they meet their requirements. Extra help, I have a video review for every test and quiz. Cell phone policy, cell phones will be confiscated when being used inappropriately. Important, I am not to tell you where to invest your money. We will discuss several options, and I often use my life as a working example. But you can't ask me, should I invest my money in such and such a stock? I won't be allowed to give you that type of financial advice. Things I do as a teacher. I give a review for tests and quizzes. I complete the review again on YouTube and send it to your phone via Google Classroom. I grade tests immediately, so you'll have your score the next class. I allow tests to be retaken if a student doesn't perform well. So if you get a really low grade, like a 60%, and you don't want to really negatively affect your GPA, so just come back in and I'll let you retake it. But the highest grade, even if you get 100 on it, the highest grade I'll put in on a retake is an 81%. I give your parents my cell phone number upon request. I give students a PERT here at Olympic Heights the 2 days before Thanksgiving break. I help do enrollment students after school from 2:50 to 3:30. That's a free service I provide here. SAT and ACT prep is also offered the Friday prior to the test from 3:30 to 5:30. So notice, on the 23rd, there's an SAT. So on the 22nd, from 3:30 to 5:30, I'll have an SAT prep for that test. Then down here, there's an ACT on the 6th. So on September 5th, I'll have an ACT prep from 3:30 to 5:30 right here in this classroom. Same thing on the 12th. I'll have an SAT prep. On Wednesdays, to raise cancer awareness, I'll wear pink on Wednesdays. On Wednesdays, I'll wear pink. I'm sure some of us know someone that's going through the struggle. On Fridays, to lighten up the mood, it'll be Tropical Friday. So on Friday, we wear a Hawaiian shirt or a tropical shirt. I'll be wearing a tropical shirt just to lighten up the mood. Let's try to have a good year. Let's learn some new math. Save the world. Hope this is a good year for everyone.